Hey, welcome to the Sports Reverends podcast. It's been a tough week for me and the sports world in general. How are you feeling, Drew?
Yeah, it's been a tough couple days to process. Kobe was such a big influence in the sports world, and as a dad as well, it's just a tough thing to process.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm happy that the NBA is doing the right thing to honor him, and I'm looking forward to this weekend.
Yeah, it's good. That's good, Drew. After Kobe had won his fourth championship, Lil Wayne put out a song entitled Kobe Bryant. And in the beginning of that song, Stephen A. Smith at ESPN goes on a soliloquy. And here's my best Stephen A. impression. It's basically the embodiment of Kobe Bryant and the Mamba Mentality, okay? Here you go. He's the best player in the game. It's just that simple. There's nothing that Kobe Bryant can't do. He will defend your best player. He will shoot from the perimeter. He will get all in your mug. He will do whatever it takes. He is the most complete basketball player in the game today, bar none. He has an assassin's mentality. I said this week, I said this when the trade went down, and I will repeat it again. Who's starving more for an NBA World Championship more than Kobe Bryant? There is no one. This guy is highly motivated. What separates Kobe from the pack? More than Kobe Bryant. There is no one. Well, we're excited for our Sports Reverend show today. If you don't know, my name's Dan.
My name's Drew,
We're no experts, but we are.
the Sports Reverends.
So, Drew, I'll let you start our show today with your thoughts on Kobe. Kobe Bean.
Kobe Bean Bryant. Well, I'm not the Lakers fan that you were or are. I don't know what you are anymore. Now that LeBron's there, but was. But whether you like him or whether you like the Lakers or not, you always had to respect Kobe's game, respect the heart that he played with. He brought it every single night. Scored 60 in his last game of his career. Like, that's just who he was. He was an assassin on the court, and you can just see that players are affected. Like, guys grew up idolizing this guy, and for what he did on the court and off the court, the way he matured over the years, and even winning an Oscar outside of
That's right.
basketball, just amazing. He leaves a great legacy, and it's again, your heart goes out to his wife and his kids and the whole basketball world.
Yeah.
What about you, man?
Yeah, man, I was just I was completely shocked when I first heard it. I didn't want to believe that it actually happened. My phone started getting flooded with texts and DMs and asking about did I hear about it, or asking if I was okay, and it's actually crazy. Like, I got so many texts and DMs from about Kobe Bryant, because if you don't know me, I've grown up as a Kobe Bryant, like, it's my idol growing up, and including you, Drew. You sent me a nice message too, and I was like, it's kind of funny. It's like, I don't even know Kobe Bryant, but I had so many people, like people I haven't talked to in over a decade, sent me messages over social media, and I'm like, oh hey, yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm just shocked and saddened and devastated by this tragic loss of Kobe. There's different reports coming out as the day was going on, and there's some false reports, like Rick Fox was in the helicopter crash, and I was like, oh, Rick Fox too, and then you hear that gets squashed, and Rick Fox is actually okay, and I was like, oh, maybe there's actually hope for Kobe, maybe it actually wasn't Kobe. But then the official reports come out, and it's just like, wow, this is not even, this can't be real. This is just like crazy. So it's like 4 days later, and it's still like, on Sunday itself, I was just thinking about it all day. Even Monday, all day, I was thinking about it. But our lives go on, right? Like, our lives aren't directly affected by it, and our lives go on. I just feel bad for his wife and kids, because they have to deal with it on the daily basis. Their whole world has changed now, so they're the ones that all the prayers and stuff that needs to go out to and support. Not about us. Our lives will go on. We'll be okay. But their worlds are they're it's in a time warp. If you've ever lost someone that's been close to you, that's been early in life, that's how it just changes the line of how life goes. And so all our prayers and support go out to them for sure. There's a couple stories that like the cool part has been a couple awesome stories that have come out that I've never heard before about Kobe, and some were funny and I felt almost guilty laughing. Some were just touching. Pretty much everyone talked about how he's a family man, how the later half of his career that really came out, how he's a mentor, and I thought that was just beautiful. The funny one was from Lou Williams when he was a teammate with Kobe. They went to Portland and got their butts kicked. And Kobe goes into the locker room with all of them. He takes everyone's Kobe's that they were wearing and throws them out and said, "You guys are all soft." And I thought that was funny. And then yeah, there's other stories that just like how they just everyone talked about how Kobe, especially the last like 5 years, 3 years of his career, and then afterwards, you see the family man that he is and the mentorship that he gave to different players and just the encouragement. And Kyrie talked about how after he won the championship, the first person he calls is Kobe. Same thing with Kawhi Leonard after each championships, and just the impact is so far, so global. It's like goes beyond the sports world. And my favorite Kobe Bryant quote, I'll end my piece with this. The most important thing is to try and inspire people so that they can be a great at whatever they want to do. I thought that was pretty cool. So yes, Drew. Let's give our 24 seconds to Kobe. Moment of silence. Okay?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All our prayers go out to Kobe's family and all the other families that are affected by this, and we'll pray for God to be the light in a situation that seems so dark, eh?
Yeah, it's true.
All right, Drew, let's get into the big game happening this Sunday. Super Bowl. What?
Finally.
Finally.
Yeah.
It's coming. I hate that whole week in between, that waste of time called the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Although it'd be fun to be at.
Yeah. I didn't watch 1 second of the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, no, neither did I. So, Drew, let's get into it. What intrigues you most about Super Bowl 54?
I think the most intriguing part is just the quarterback matchup, like, and matchups in general. Like you go through this team, it's offense versus defense, and and then they've got some similar skilled players. Like you look at Kittle and Kelsey, but I think it comes down to Mahomes. Like second year starting, third year in the league, but I heard a guy talking this week, like if Mahomes wins the Super Bowl and gets Super Bowl MVP, he's a Hall of Famer already. Like this guy's 23, 24 years old.
Second year in the league.
Yeah, but it just talks to what an incredible start. Like we've never seen a start to a career like this. Winning league MVP in his first year starting, and now leading his team to the Super Bowl. So I'm looking forward to seeing him use his weapons. I'm looking forward to seeing San Francisco's defense try and stop him. And yeah, I think that's just the matchups we're going to see, the one-on-ones, Richard Sherman against Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins, like who they're going to line them up against.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm looking forward to Kansas City's defensive line trying to stop the run game of San Francisco as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's like so much in there. Like the explosiveness of the Kansas City's offense. Like they have three people that could be part of the 4x100 relay on their offense, and like it's gonna be just insane to see this this matchup of offense versus defense. And like, what about Jimmy Garoppolo? Jimmy Garoppolo has like just not put up great numbers, but has consistently won. And he actually is a two-time Super Bowl champion. Even though obviously he didn't, he completed as many passes as you and I have in the Super Bowl. But that's still, he was there. He's had that experience. He's learned under the great Bill Belichick, Tom Brady. Do you think that plays a role in this big game?
Well, you almost look at Jimmy G, and you almost see a Tom Brady.
That's right.
Leading up to his first Super Bowl, like Tom Brady was known as a game manager, didn't have to throw that much, relied on his defense and special teams, and that's what we're seeing out of him. And it makes me think about what Bill Belichick must be thinking right now, seeing a guy that he wanted to go with over Tom Brady go to a Super Bowl. I think Bill Belichick will be cheering for Jimmy Garoppolo tomorrow or on Sunday.
Yeah.
So he can say, "Hey, look, I was right."
Yeah, very, very well could be. And yeah, like you said, Jimmy G's not necessarily been asked to do more. Like he's just been, if his weapons of the run game and the defense has what's got them along. He's just managing that, and he's done excellent at that. I don't think Jimmy G's a scrub at all. Compared to Mahomes, obviously, no one's taking, in terms of talent, no one's taking Garoppolo over Mahomes. And but you just look at the resume of Garoppolo. He's a 23-5 as a starter, 2 wins with the Patriots. Then they go whatever, I think it was 13-4 with San Fran. He went 21-5 with San Fran over the last 2 years. And then the year that he was hurt, the San Fran went 4-13. So Garoppolo has that, that, like you said, that Tom Brady winning factor, and that makes it interesting to me. He's been a winner. He's got experience. So it's gonna be fun. Andy Reid and Shanahan, they've had their woes in the Super Bowls, right? They've both been suspect in their play calls. Both have been, when Andy Reid was with Philadelphia, they challenged his late game calls, and they're very suspect, and that's what came into question with his coaching. So let's see, maybe has he developed and grown to be able to get over the hump? Has Shanahan done the same? Young version of Andy Reid, some people are saying.
Yeah, it's two great offensive minds.
Yeah.
And I know I've heard a lot of the Kansas City Chiefs players come out and say they want to win for Andy Reid because he's been a coach a long time, and he's starting to get a reputation of not being able to win the big game.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see him win.
Yeah, it's definitely up in the top of the line headline there, I'd say. If you had to choose, Drew, who would you take? Would you take George Kittle or Travis Kelce?
Yeah, there's been a lot of debate going on and a lot of comparing the two tight ends. It depends what you're asking, though. Like, as a playmaking tight end or an all-around tight end. But I think my answer is the same either way. I think I'd take George Kittle.
Ooh, okay.
I think he's an absolute beast. Like, I'm not taking anything away from Travis Kelce, but the effort he puts in the run game and the ability to make catches, make people miss, and his breakaway speed, I think, sets him apart from other tight ends in the league.
Yeah.
His willingness to run block. Most tight ends nowadays are just big wide receivers that just want to make catches. But
True.
George Kittle seems super content just run blocking, doing his job on the line. And if he gets in the passing game, he's happy too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's a report after last game where he only had one reception, they asked him if he had a bad game or how he viewed his game, and he's like, I didn't have a bad game. Look how great, look how many great blocks I threw, and look how great I did in the block, and in the run blocking, and that's exactly he's okay with not putting up the numbers because he's doing his job. He's all about team. I like that. But come on, Travis Kelce is he's no like, come on, he's no bum. It's Travis
He,
Kelce.
he seems more of a diva to me than George Kittle would be in the locker room.
maybe.
He Yeah, like I see him getting upset when he's not getting his targets. And when you have that many weapons on Kansas City, it's going to be tough to get everybody their targets. But
True.
and like I don't know the guys personally, so don't take that take that for what it's worth. But I just the way George Kittle carries himself, the way I see him with his teammates, like just excited about a big run, excited about a big block.
Yeah.
You don't see that very often with these guys.
Yeah, I think overall you're probably right. I think George Kittle, because of his ability to block, makes him such a great threat. I think he probably has the same skill set on offense as Kelsey in terms of like making plays and catching. So add in the run blocking, yeah, I'd
Because
probably go Kittle too.
that's what was always said about Gronkowski too. Like what set him apart was his willingness to block.
Yeah,
And his last couple of years, they used him primarily as a extra lineman, right?
it's
Put him
true.
on the end of the line and get
Kittle
those
kind
run
of has the
blocking.
same flair as Gronkowski too, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Um, okay, here's the big question. Here's the here's the answer to all answers. Who wins Super Bowl 54?
Yeah, I think both of us have been going back and forth on this. Hey, like
Yep, big time.
I think I said about 10 times in our last podcast what a great matchup it is.
Yeah,
But I think I've landed on Kansas City just with the firepower.
the greatness of Mahomes.
Yeah, Mahomes is definitely game breaker. Tyreek Hill's speed is what I think is going to set things apart. I don't think Richard Sherman can keep up
I don't think
with
anyone in the
Tyreek
world
Hill.
can keep up.
No, it's true. Like you put Hill on one side and Hardman on the other side.
Yeah,
Like those are two of the fastest guys in the league,
yeah,
if not America. I don't know. Like,
exactly. Seriously.
yeah, and Mahomes can throw it, 75, 80 yards in the air. So,
Exactly. On the run, under
yeah.
pressure, it doesn't matter. He'll make the throw,
So I
not
think
looking.
that's what sets it apart. I think San Francisco can slow the game down, run the ball. I don't think it matters because how fast Kansas City can score.
It's exciting. That's a good take, Drew. Like you said, I have been flip flopping around as well. I think all week I've been telling people I'm taking Kansas City. I think as of today, I'm putting my foot down and I'm saying the San Francisco 49ers win Super Bowl 54.
Wow.
I'm saying that as because I've grown up knowing and believing that defense wins championships. And when it comes to the big game, when it comes to the bright lights, when it's a Super Bowl, pressure is times 100,000, and this is where this is where defense really pulls through, in my opinion. There's been some Super Bowls in the past where there's been no defense being played. This is going to be the true test. The number 2 defense, number 2 offense. Richard Sherman and the boys, the best rush attack in the game, led by Bosa, and 3 or 4 of those guys are world talents.
Yeah.
They're nasty, and I think Jimmy G is. It's definitely. I don't think it's possible to really stop the Kansas City Chiefs. I think Mahomes and them are going to put their numbers up. So San Fran's going to have to score. But I'm not putting it past G to get that done. He's got the run game. He's got some weapons. He's got Debo Samuel. He's got Kittle, and he's got the best trade this year, Emmanuel Sanders. And we'll see how Mostert and Coleman can do. I think one of the best ways to play defense is to keep their offense on the field. And yeah, slowing the game down for sure. But they're going to have to score. And we'll see how the bright lights affect Mahomes and the boys, right? I think Richard Sherman's battle tested, and he's going to have that defense ready. So it's gonna be exciting for sure. That's
Yeah,
my
and
that's my pick.
yeah, I like that take, and that's why I've been going back and forth on it because I know Kansas City's defense can be had.
Yeah.
But like I said, the return of Chris Jones last week really helps shore up that run
Huge.
defense.
I can't
And
believe they held like Derrick Henry did like nothing in the
70,
second half.
77 yards, I think, total.
Crazy.
And
Crazy.
he'd been close to 200 the last 4 or 5 weeks, I think.
Exactly.
That and
Tennessee
something that
team.
went overlooked over the year is that Kansas City's pass defense has actually been pretty good against wide receivers.
Yeah.
So
Good
they've
point.
got a couple good corners. The one place, and this is where I think the tight ends come into play, that they've been susceptible is giving up yards to tight ends.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
and to
George
running
Kittle.
and to dump offs to running backs.
Oh yeah.
So I even think they've got one of the only true fullbacks in the league as well, Kyle Juszczyk.
Yeah.
I think he could be almost an X factor as well. Him and Kittle.
Yeah, for sure. And they also, like they have Coleman still, and they also have Breda, and they have like three capable backs in my opinion. So
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be a steady. It's not gonna be a Mostert game. I think it's gonna be a team back situation, but it's gonna be. I'm just excited to watch the Super Bowl. It's been a long time that I've been actually excited to watch the game and see what unfolds that way. But I'm going with the 49ers, and I'm gonna stick with them.
yeah. And
Um,
I'll stick with the Chiefs, so just so we can root against each other.
There we go. I like that. So I put up on our Instagram page our Super Bowl prop sheet, and we've had a dozen people talk about entering their prop answers. You can either send it in the comments or put it in the DMs, and as long as you get it in before the game starts, I thought what we could do, Drew, is I just took this off the internet, so I thought we could just go through it. Let's give our answers. We can mark our own answers down, and then it'll be written in stone. We can even write it down
Sure.
as we go.
Yeah.
Okay. So the biggest question of the night is the first one. How long will it take Demi Lovato? Drew Martin did research on this world.
I did.
Just so
I
you know,
did.
he did research. So he's taking this seriously. He didn't even know that this question is going to be on it, but he's done research and he knows. How long will it take Demi Lovato to sing the national anthem? Over 2 minutes or under?
Well, Dan, let me tell you, in Demi Lovato's singing national anthem career, she has only gone over 2 minutes once.
Wow.
Her average is about 1:55. So I'm gonna go safe and go with the under.
Under 2 minutes.
Under 2 minutes.
Okay, I'm with you on that as well. I'm going to go under 2 minutes because I think over 2 minutes is going to be a mockery, and she's a success story. Okay, Drew. She's coming out of rehab, and this is her first big performance. Okay, so she's not going to screw this up. And over 2 minutes to me is a screw up.
Well, she might hold those notes a little longer because she's emotional about it, but
Very passionate. She would be passionate. Oh, you're making me flip up. No, I'm going to stick with two. Under two. Both going
under
with two.
2. Lock it in.
Lock it in. I got it right. I'm rating him down. Okay. Number 2, who will win the opening coin toss? 49ers or Chiefs?
Who's calling it? Do we know that? Do you know who's the...
I don't know.
I think the 49ers would be calling it because it's in
Okay.
Miami.
What does that have to do with it?
Wouldn't the NFC team be the away team? Or does it have to do with who's the better?
I think it has to do with record.
So the Chiefs would be the home team. So
Okay.
49ers would be calling it. Not
Okay,
that
so
matters.
not that.
I'll go 49ers.
Okay, Drew says 49ers. I'm going to say Chiefs.
Do we have to go opposite on everything? Or no, you picked the same as me in
Yeah,
the
I pick the
first
same
one.
one. Yeah. We'll pick whatever we actually think. Who will win? Sorry. Number 3? Will the opening kickoff be a touchback? Yes or no?
See, this is a tough one because the Chiefs kicker, Butker, it has one of the strongest legs in the league.
Yeah.
Robbie Gould is really old and can't kick as far.
You can barely get it to the end zone.
It does. So if I'm saying the 49ers win, I'm going way into depth, in too deep on this. But if I'm saying the 49ers, if I'm saying the 49ers win,
okay,
I'm going to say they defer to the second half.
Oh, okay.
So they can receive in the second half. So they're kicking.
You think they're going to give Kansas City the ball right away?
Ooh.
The goal is to keep Mahomes off the field.
Yeah, that's true. No, yeah, you're right. So Butker will kick it through. Yes, it'll be a touchback.
Yes, it'll be a touchback. I was going to say that with all of your analysis. I'm saying it's going to be a touchback because they are all touchbacks pretty much, in my
they're not.
opinion. Well, like they're a lot of it's a touchback. Okay, number 4. What will the first play of the game be? A run or a pass?
Run.
Drew says run.
If we're saying the 49ers are getting the ball, they're going to run.
This is articulated. I like it. I'm going to say the 49ers, I don't know. I'm going to say it's going to be a pass because
trick and play or play action.
I think maybe like a play action, everyone's expecting it. Everyone's expecting
a shovel pass.
Yeah, or like a dump pass probably. Yeah. Jimmy G's not gonna dink and dime all day, so. All right.
We should do this every week. This is fun.
This is fun. Number 5. Who NFL's over after this though? Who will have more rushing yards? Rasheem Mostert, Damian Williams.
First of all, it's Raheem.
What did I say?
You said Rasheem.
Sorry, Raheem. I have it written down as Raheem. I just obviously messed up my mouth. Drew says...
I'm going to say Damian Williams because I think...
hot take.
I think 49ers are going to go heavy on... Kyle Shanahan loves Tevin Coleman. And if he's good to go, I think Coleman gets the first drive. Okay.
I'm going to go with my guy who scored 4 touchdowns last game and 220 yards, Mr. Mostert. That's my pick. You got Williams.
This is
rushing yards. Damian Williams only gets dump passes.
I think Coleman will have more than both of these guys.
You think Coleman will have more than both?
Yeah.
Well, that's not part of this question. So
I know, but that's just
a good take. That's a good take. Okay, who's going to have more receptions? Our tight end battle, Kittle and Kelsey.
I'm going with Kittle because I know the Kansas City's defense is susceptible to tight ends, and 49ers have been one of the best defenses against tight ends.
I'm going Kelsey because he had a bad game it was a bad game.
They both didn't have receptions last week. I know, but not many.
That's Kelsey's thing. He wants receptions. He's a diva, like you said. Yeah. So I'm saying he doesn't have a diva-like game this week. I think, let me choose my own answers. Sheesh.
Okay.
Who will have more total yards of offense? Mr. Deebo Samuel or the Cheetah, Tyreek Hill?
I'll go with the Cheetah.
All right. I like that answer too. She says Cheetah. I'm also saying Cheetah because he's ridiculous. Okay. This is a tough question, actually. Which QB will commit more turnovers? Jimmy G, Patty Mahomes?
See, this is a tough one because Jimmy Garoppolo will obviously have less throws. But, yes. But I'm going with Jimmy G because because the Chiefs' defense against receivers has been so good this year.
I'm going the opposite, Drew. Woo! Patrick Mahomes. He hasn't had an interception yet this playoff run. Actually, throughout his whole career in the playoffs, his first one is coming in the Super Bowl.
Well, that doesn't necessarily mean interceptions either.
That's true. Fumbles and stuff too.
Yeah.
I don't think Patrick Mahomes is going to have any fumbles though.
Well, that defensive line will get to him quick, but I'll let you pick your own answers.
So the defensive line. So speaking of that, though, the defensive line, Patrick Mahomes is like the best under pressure. Like being when he's pressured, he is literally the best when it comes to percentage of completions. And
that's why I'm saying he's not gonna turn the ball over. You're the one that picked him.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just adding to what you were saying. But I also believe that there's a guy named Richard Sherman out there, and he's got his troops ready. And he's gonna make one happen. Or Bosa might tip it. I believe it. He's got to throw the ball more, like you said. So let me go.
Okay, continue.
Okay, sorry. Which coach throws the first challenge flag? Kyle Shanahan or Andy Reid? Drew says. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh. I think Andy Reid.
Andy Reid. Andy Reid was the second option, right? Yes.
Yeah, he's B.
B. Andy Reid is B. I think you're correct, Drew. I'm gonna go with Andy Reid as well. He's yeah, I think you're right. He's bold. I think Garoppolo might have to burn a timeout. That's why Andy Reid won't have to burn timeouts. So, Mahomes won't have to burn timeouts. Who kicks more field goals, Robbie Gould, Harrison Butker?
I think Robbie Gould kicks more field goals. You want to hear my
I definitely want to hear your reasoning.
Because San Francisco will be running the ball. And I think Kansas City will bend but not break on the running of San Francisco. They might be able to get into field goal range, but yeah. That's basically my thinking. I think Kansas City will have more touchdowns.
Okay, I feel you, Drew. I feel you. I'm going to go with your answer as well. Not because of your reasoning. I think the 49ers are just going to get some turnovers and may not be able to capitalize fully. Get a couple of field goals that way. Okay. Number 11, which position will win Super Bowl MVP? Will it be a quarterback or other?
It'll be Patrick Mahomes.
Ooh. Okay,
now,
I have to go the opposite, right?
No, but I'm interested to hear your answer since you picked the 49ers.
Yeah, I picked the 49ers, so it can't be Patrick Mahomes. So it's got to be, most likely, it's not going to be Jimmy G. It's either going to be a running back or a defensive player. It could be like a Bosa, could be like a linebacker. I'm going to go other because I picked the 49ers. Because I don't think Jimmy G's... Although, okay, look, we got to stop just assuming. Because this is kind of like, look at the Giants when they played the Patriots. Who won MVP?
Yeah,
Eli Manning.
It shouldn't have been Eli. It should have been the whole defensive line from New York.
You can't do that. Yeah. Eli still played well.
His receivers caught balls that they shouldn't have.
That was one time. And overall, his receivers were not the greatest for his career.
Okay, I like this next question. This one's funny.
Sorry. I was just getting into the debate because I think he's going to go to the Hall of Fame, and I don't think you do.
I think he's going to the Hall of Fame. I don't think he deserves it.
Yeah, see?
But that's another debate for another day.
Okay. Who will be mentioned first? Tom Brady or Joe Montana?
Ooh.
And I think this is like not during pregame or anything like that. I mean, starting from...
During the game?
During the game. I don't know the exact rules. I don't even know if that's how the rules work. But I'm saying starting from the whistle. Because pregame, I think probably they get mentioned lots, but...
Yeah. It's hard to say because the 49ers, like Joe Montana played for both these teams. And
I'll tell you.
I'm gonna go with Joe Montana.
It's definitely going to be Joe Montana. Joe Montana won 4 Super Bowls, played for both teams, 4 Super Bowls for the 49ers, sorry. And, like, he is, when you think of the 49ers, you think of Joe Montana, I think. Steve Young, too. Jerry Rice, but I like it. Joe Montana. Watch us definitely. We're both going to hear Tom Brady's name and be like, frustrated. Okay.
Everyone's gonna go with the opposite of our answers.
Yeah, I know. Well, I don't know why this is a question. Is this a secret that might be they let out? They're not supposed to let out. Will DJ Khaled appear on stage during the halftime show?
I don't know. Will I even know if he does? Like, I don't.
Do you know who DJ Khaled is? A big fella, wears the same like jumpsuit, big chain. Another one.
Yeah, for sure. For sure he will.
For sure he will. I'm saying absolutely not. This is the J-Lo and Shakira show. No time for big fella DJ Khaled, okay?
Okay.
So you're saying yes?
I'm saying no. For sure.
You're saying for sure. I'm saying 100% no. This is where it comes down to, Drew. Will there be a defensive touchdown scored?
I don't think so.
Drew says he's absolutely not.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Dan says 100% defensive touchdown scored. Pick 6.
There is no way. No.
Pick 6. I'm calling it. And this is going to be the game changer. Pick 6 right there. Okay. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Last one. Oh, there's 2 more. Sorry. Which team will have more sacks? 49ers or Chiefs? That's a good question.
Yeah, it is. I'm going with Chiefs.
Really, yeah,
because Mahomes has better escapability from sacks, I think.
Definitely. He's got those wheels, man.
And I'm
going to stick with my front line, my boys, not my boys. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. But Bosa and the boys, 49ers are going to get to him.
I keep forgetting that D Ford is on the 49ers. Yeah. So I keep thinking of D Ford as a Chief.
But, yeah, that's true, right?
Yeah.
Another good storyline. Okay. This is obviously an American, but Miami temperature at kickoff. Is it going to be over or under 70.5 degrees?
Okay.
Let's see. Let's find out what 70.
Let's find out what that is.
Hey, Google.
I was just going to say that.
What is 70.5 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius?
70.5 degrees Fahrenheit is equal to 21.389 degrees Celsius.
There you go.
Oh, I wish.
Me too. It's a balmy -1 here.
Can we look at forecast? Are we allowed to do that?
No, looking it up. Actually, you can. Yes, you can totally do research. But you have to lock in your answer today.
Okay, I'm going over.
I'm also going over. It's Miami. It's going to be over 21. Although it's supposed to be their cold season. Okay, so Drew says over. I also say over. Okay. Locked it in. You want to go over it? One last look, Ski?
Oh, they're locked in, but you can go over it.
Sure. Locked in. No, they're locked in. Oh, yeah, sorry. So lastly, I've been messaging whoever's asked. Give the final score for a tiebreaker question in case you get the same correct ones. You give it whoever has the closest score then gets the correct answer. So
do we have to do that?
Yeah. Final score of the Super Bowl 54, Drew.
Okay, I'm going 31-27 Chiefs.
31-27 Chiefs. I'm going 34-24 for the San Francisco 49ers. Boom. It's in.
It's in. It's locked.
And we're giving away a mystery prize. So if you're listening, get your Instagram stuff in or just whatever, email, text us, whatever you want to do. Just make sure it's in before the game. All the answers, mark it A and B, and then give the tie-breaking score. Okay? Mystery surprise winner, plus probably a shout out on our next podcast. Okay. Jump into our NBA, Drew. Let's end our show with NBA. You're talking to me about the Indiana Pacers. It's a pretty cool story with Victor Oladipo being back in his first game. Didn't put up very great points, but hit a clutch three-pointer shot to send it to overtime, which is a beautiful moment. Are the Pacers, the Indiana Pacers, for real?
I'm saying for sure yes. I've always been a fan of the Indiana Pacers. They almost remind me a little of the Detroit Pistons back in the day, where they don't really have a superstar, but their starting five is all really good players. I think their starting five, one through five, I don't think you can name me a starting five that's better than them. Now that you have who's their starting five?
Clippers?
Who's their starting five?
Kawhi, Paul George, Harrell.
No, he's not starting five.
Okay, Zubac. Harrell sometimes. Harrell or Zubac. I don't care either one.
Okay, keep going.
That's
three.
Pat Bev.
I'd take Brogdon.
And yeah, but you take Brogdon, but Kawhi is better than.
And you still need another player.
Who is their point guard? Beverly. Who's their shooting guard?
Lou Williams off the bench.
Why don't we know this? This is annoying me. Hold on.
Shamet's been starting for them, I think.
Really? Shamet?
Harkless
is nice too. Oh, they have JaMychal Green too sometimes. He's their four.
But here,
so
overall,
a combination of all that.
I know. But I'm saying starting five, like of Turner, Sabonis, Warren, Oladipo, and Brogdon, I think is the best starting five you can come up with. And now you can move Lamb to the bench. Aaron Holiday's on the bench. He's been playing really well. I think they're legit. Defense and offense.
What about Sixers? Right? Sixers got.
Yeah, I think the Sixers are probably the closest team to have a starting five.
Harris, Horford.
Horford hasn't been very good this year, but yeah, that's just my take, and that's what I texted you, and that's what I believe, that the Indiana Pacers have the best starting five in basketball.
And what your other point was is that they're deep as well.
Yeah,
you talked about Jeremy Lamb and what did you call it, McDermott?
Dougie McBuckets.
Dougie McBuckets. So you think so when you say for real, when I say for real, you define it actually. Do you think they are going to make it out of the East?
I think they're going to have a top four spot and at least win their first playoff series and give whatever team they face in the second round a run.
Okay. So, that's probably what I would expect as well. I don't know, like, other than the top five in the East, like, the bottom three are really bad. So, for the most part. I don't know. Yeah, I think you're probably correct in that. I wouldn't disagree with that. Pacers are for real. Yeah.
Like, I think that interior, like with Sabonis and Turner.
Sabonis is nice, man.
Sabonis and Turner, like, that's some of the best interior defense. Like, they block shots like nobody's business, and they can both step outside, shoot the three. Brogdon and Oladipo, probably one of the fastest backcourts in basketball, I think.
Brogdon's a 90-50-40 guy. Only a few
Yeah.
players in NBA right now.
And Warren's been hot with in the last couple weeks.
He's
They can all shoot. They can all shoot the lights out.
mhm.
And
Except for
they're
Turner.
Turner's a good shooter though.
Is he?
Yeah, he can step outside, shoot the three, and he blocks shots.
I just had so much like expectation for Miles Turner. He had that like kind of emergence that one season like 2 years ago now, and now he's just like kind of petered off, a little bit less involved. Maybe
But
because of the emergence of Sabonis. But
I think that's it though. I think a lot of these teams with two good bigs have this problem where you can't really play them together.
yeah,
Like even
New era.
Horford, even
Yeah.
Horford and Embiid. Like when Embiid sits, Horford plays way better.
Yeah.
He's more involved in the offense, but you're not plugged up as much in the interior.
hmm
And we saw this problem when Cousins and Davis played together. Couldn't really get it going. Drummond and Griffin in Detroit. But if you can even offset them, you start them together, but then have them go on their own during the game. I don't know. I really like them. I like the team defense they play with. Their coach is really good. I like their coach.
So let me ask you then: out of the 6 teams in the East, the Bucks, the Raptors, the Celtics, the Heat, the Pacers, and then the Sixers, those are the real only 6 threats in the East. I
Yeah.
think all teams really think that the East is wide open.
Right.
But do you see the Pacers beating any of those teams in the playoffs? Because right now they'd be playing Miami Heat first round.
Yeah, they could definitely beat the Heat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust Jimmy Butler in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And with their interior defense,
They have no bigs other than Adebayo.
Well, they got Bam. Yeah,
but he can't bang with the big boys, right? Like that's asking too much from him.
Yeah, and I don't think they have a point guard that could guard Brogdon. Like, I think we forget how good Brogdon. Like, he's a little banged up right now.
He's
Brogdon's
so
a beast.
underrated. Yeah, he is
Brogdon's
so
a beast.
underrated. Yeah,
And he can go to the foul line and he knocks those down. Like, they're guarantees at the foul line.
yeah, but like Kendrick Nunn and Dragic, like that's a good combo guard. Like
Offensive wise, like,
that's true. Kendrick Nunn's still like a rookie too, or yeah. So he's still not there. Yeah, I could see that. Brogdon can. So you're saying you take Pacers over. What about Pacers over the rest of them? That's probably the only team I would agree.
I think
beat.
Celtics they could beat.
Yeah, I don't think they could beat. I think the Celtics they're actually pretty deadly. With those three long wing guys and Brown, Tatum, and Hayward.
I think Tatum's overrated, but that's just my.
I think that's tough to say. Yeah, Tatum. People are considering him like a superstar already. I don't know if he'll even get to superstar status, but
I think Brown's a better overall player than.
Hot take. That's a hot take. I would probably disagree with that. I would say Tatum also has a higher ceiling, especially offensively. Brown might be better. No, is the better defensively, but I think Tatum would stand better chance carrying a team than Brown. That's just my opinion, though.
My point when I texted you that is I think people are sleeping on the Pacers.
Yeah, they're definitely.
Because
I would never not want to face them in the playoffs.
You never hear them talked about.
Yeah, Pacers and the Raptors. Hey, the Raptors are the same thing. They're in second place right now. They play Detroit in one more game before the All-Star break. They have to win one of those to solidify Coach Nick Nurse being coach of the All-Star game. Both of those teams are eerily similar, and both those teams thrive off defense. All can shoot, don't have a superstar, and both aren't talked about, and that's how it goes.
Right.
Interestingly, enough of the Pacers for a bit. I've been excited for the Raptors, and they just beat up on Cleveland today. Actually, it was a close game, but they won. They beat up on them most of the game, and Cleveland made it close. And they're on a 9-game winning streak. It's pretty exciting.
Wow.
So And that's Marcus Hall hopefully will be back. Won't be out too long, so hopefully that turns out okay for them as well. 9-game winning streak. It looks like they have number two, the number 2 seed in the books going into All-Star break. I'm pretty sure they'll get there. They have the Pistons tomorrow night, so um, they usually have a tough game against them. But
Yeah, without Marcus All, is he going to be back?
no, I think he's going to be out again.
But Boucher played pretty well tonight.
Yeah, Boucher's played.
Baca's been stepping up without Gasol too.
Yeah, Baca looked like he's back to his healthy self again. So, and Kyle Lowry's really stepped up too again. So, I think they'll handle the Pistons. No,
Yeah.
they don't have Blake Griffin, so they should be
Yeah.
okay. Okay, so speaking of All-Star break, All-Star weekend is just around the corner. Trade deadline's coming up too, but there's been some changes to the All-Star game. In honor of Kobe Bryant, they've changed the Sunday's All-Star game format. And the way that goes is the first 3 quarters will still be the same, 12-minute quarters. And the fourth quarter, what they'll do is that there's not going to be any clock. It's going to be a quarter up to 24 points. So whatever team is leading going into the fourth quarter, let's say it's 100 to 95, the team that has 100 has to get to 124. The team that has 95 would have to score, I guess, 29 points to get to 124. And basically the idea is to make the last shot of the game, make the game end on the last shot in honor of Kobe and his clutchness. And I think they're probably going to change the All-Star MVP award to the Kobe Bryant MVP award. And I think that's just going to be a good tribute to him. And it's going to be a good moment. I know they'll do a good Kobe celebration there as well. Tell me your thoughts on All-Star on the All-Star game, Drew. Maybe some of the snubs or some of the reserves or what you're excited for.
Yeah, like I'm not big into All-Star games. Like I don't really watch them a whole lot, but I was looking at the rosters today. I was surprised not to see Devin Booker on there. I think he's had a really good year. Yeah, I always like watching the 3-point contest. That's my favorite thing. The weekend.
Yeah, that's. I think it's going to be another highlight of the year. Even though it's going to be weird without Clay and Steph, 3-point contest will still be fun. And the dunk competition has some good names in it again this year. Derek Jones Jr., Dwight Howard, Aaron Gordon. I'm not sure who the last one's going to be, but those are some names that are going to have done exciting dunks in the past. Aaron Gordon's going to want to get some revenge because I think he got cheated on his last dunk competition with Zach LaVine. So that could be interesting. And I hope that the All-Star game will just be a little bit more competitive just because of the situation. That's how Kobe played the All-Star game. He looked to be a killer and an assassin. So maybe that will be a fire there for some of the players. And I'm excited in that sense to see all the tributes and the dedications to Kobe and the honoring of him that they'll do there. So, and I think the little change to the game will be interesting too, ending on a final shot. Be fun. I'm looking forward to it actually. So, especially the Rising Stars Challenge, Team USA versus Team World should be good. That's always been fun for me because they compete, and that's a good game. That's on the Friday, so. And obviously, I have to give a shout out to Kyle Lowry. He got selected for his 6th All-Star game. I was hoping he was going to get in there, and I think there's been a few snubs, like you said. Booker, Bradley Beal didn't make it. I guess they've put an emphasis on winning for the most part. If you look at the reserves, the teams that are in the playoffs for the most part, except for Damian Lillard, who's been destroying it lately. And, Trae Young was the all-star starters, halfly voted in by the fans, but that's just how it goes. I think they just put the focus on winning. That's why Devin Booker didn't get the nod. Brandon Ingram. Do you have, can you look up Devin Booker's numbers? I'm going to look up Brandon Ingram's quick. Let's see here. New Orleans. And how fun has Zion been for the league? While we look at these numbers,
So much fun to
oh my
watch.
goodness, adds just like he's just added so much, so much excitement.
Yeah,
I love it.
yeah, he's going to be the face of the league for the next 10 years, I think.
Yeah, he's gonna easily average double,
And
I think
he's a likable guy. Like
Yeah.
he loves. You can tell that he loves basketball and
for sure.
that he wants to play. And
He
we've
plays
never
hard.
seen an athlete, I don't think, like that in basketball.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
No.
he's built like a tank.
Yeah, a tank that can fly, which is
Yeah.
ridiculous. Do you got Booker's numbers there?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, what's he got?
He's got 27 points per game, 6 assists, and 4 rebounds. Shooting 50% from the field, and 37 from 3, and 90 from the foul line.
Steals and blocks?
0.8 steals and 0.2 blocks.
Okay. So, yeah, comparable numbers. Brandon Ingram's got 25 points per game, 4.3 assists, 6.3 boards, shooting 0.47% from the field, shooting 40% from 3, 0.9 steals, 0.8 blocks. So, comparable numbers. Booker's is probably a bit better. So, that's interesting, eh? Booker... They still chose Brandon Ingram over Booker, and their records, Booker's team record is a game and a half better. So, interesting choice. I wonder why. I don't know how they got to that. And to me, just Bradley Beal is just so good that how can you not have him in?
Like he killed it again tonight.
Yeah. What did he have tonight? 35?
Yeah, 34, 9 and 9.
34, 9 and 9. That's ridiculous. Yeah. And I was also shocked to see like they didn't go. The All-Star games in Chicago. I thought they'd have like maybe like Derrick Rose because he's had such a great season, and or Zach LaVine because he's a hometown boy. But they didn't get any of the Chicago boys in there, except for Anthony Davis. So that's where Anthony Davis is from.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. Peace out, world. It's gonna be another good show. Go 49ers.
Go Chiefs.
Peace.
Peace.